Hello. Welcome to the Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 448. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam, and this is a Tutor episode where we try to teach you something new.
How's your Sunday?
Better.
Better than Friday. Or Thursday.
Yeah, much better.
Nice. You seem to be feeling better.
Yeah, much
you
better.
Sound better.
Very much
You
so.
sound less like Karen.
Sure.
Okay. That's an inside joke. For us, I guess.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
You got to get going, so let's get into it.
Let's do it. Okay, so today's topic is, are you playing checkers or chess?
In what? Life?
Life.
Oh.
Kind of everything. Okay. Here's a few things to think about. Here's where I want to go with today. Checkers is a short game, typically, right? Chess, if you are playing properly, usually takes a while. And in chess, I think they say you want to be thinking, I think it's something like 7-ish moves ahead in chess, which I'm incapable of doing. When I was playing it for that short stint, I would be like 2 to 3 moves ahead, which it actually didn't take a lot of games to start thinking a few moves ahead in chess. Yeah. But so anyways, the idea is like, are you thinking multiple moves ahead? And another way to like frame it is like, are you playing today for tomorrow, or are you playing it for 10 years from now or 20 years from now? And I feel some of the guys that are like killers are playing like 50 years from now.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm at about probably
3
to 5 max. And these dudes are out here playing at 50. And I've heard it in like real estate, and I've heard it in other things like, if you make a bad purchase today or you do something bad today, no worries, it'll turn out well in 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. It's like any bad deal, any bad purchase you make today, just give it 10 years and you'll probably be all right.
Which is crazy to think about.
Crazy. Because the most fucked up thing is this. We've been together for almost 9 years.
Yep.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
You know, like, it's crazy how long that is. But short it is.
Oh, for sure.
It seems like a different lifetime ago.
It was a different lifetime ago?
It was a different lifetime ago. What you got going on over there?
Just my hands are really dry.
Nice. It's a different lifetime ago. But so, like, those 9 years went pretty fast.
Yeah. I'd say it went fast, but looking back on it, I'm like, man, that was a long time ago.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know exactly what you're saying, because I get flashbacks from like 7 years ago. And I'm like, holy fuck, I don't even remember that shit. Like, I see it, and then I remember it when I see it. But, like, if I didn't have that flashback picture to remind me, that probably would be deleted from my brain.
I just got off topic. Just a flashback of you as a lumberjack and me as a unicorn.
When?
8 years ago.
And you didn't show it to me?
Oh, no. I didn't. Sorry. It wasn't on my Snapchat. It was on my gallery.
I forgot to show you. It was a flashback from 8 years ago when I was doing docs with Tanner. And it's like...
Had to be 7.
7 years? So it's like Tanner, me, Cody, Brent.
Oh, this was the year I wasn't there.
Yeah, so it's like...
8, yeah.
Like, I'm like here and they're like just towering me, you know? And I am, at that point in time, I was 240-ish pounds.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like a fucking bowling ball. And I showed Brooke, and she's like, Jesus, dude, look at your quads. And
They were
I'm
big
like,
back then.
Yeah, they were big. They were big and juicy, and I miss chafing every day.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I do miss chafing every day because I looked sick as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't fit into normal pants. I just looked stupid, and I miss it. It took so much squatting.
Yeah.
I squatted so much.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be cool.
Real quick on
Running sucked.
Oh, I can imagine.
Okay, go ahead.
On your track of remembering things or not, do you remember when we were the lumberjack and the unicorn for Halloween?
Yes.
Do you remember what a girl said to you while we were out at the bars?
I remember she was a lumberjill, and she said something like, "You should be with." What did she say? I don't remember exactly.
She said, "You're a lumberjack. I'm a lumberjack. We should be lumberjacks together."
That's right. And you were like right next to me.
I was right next to Sean.
And I was just like, nice.
Yeah. Sean's like, I got this one.
And Sam's just a unicorn.
Yep. It was at the Wigwam.
I was at the Wigwam.
Anyways.
Different fucking world, dude.
So, okay, let's think
Crazy.
about that.
It's crazy. That was a different fucking lifetime.
It was.
I just brought it up. We now moved from going out to Halloween parties where you go out and like get drunk to now the Halloween parties we're being invited to and going to are like
For kids.
Halloween parties.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So, that's something to think about, though. So, let's use you and how big your quads were back then.
Quadzilla.
So, let's say back then we were thinking about 10 years later, bring it back to chess and checkers. What would you have had to do then to be like, okay, I want to make sure I still have these quads 10 years from now?
Keep squatting 3 days a week. I probably could have dropped it to 2 days a week. But if I dropped it to 2 days a week, I had to, back then I trained legs 3 days a week, about an hour and a half a time. So I probably could have maintained those quads with 500 milligrams of test a week.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And
Some D-ball.
nah, I didn't need that to maintain. I could have stayed, if I would have just stayed on 500 test and then squatted 2 hour-and-a-half sessions a week, I probably could have kept them.
Yeah. But you're probably thinking in checker-wise, like, I'm not going to have, or no, chess-wise, you're probably like, I'm not going to have that time in 10 years. We're probably going to have kids. We're going to have a business. I'm not going to have that time. So you're okay with probably letting him go.
No. What happened was I was not thinking 10 years ahead. I was just going day by day, and next thing I know, they disappeared.
So you were thinking checkers every day.
I was thinking checkers. No. You know what happened to my quads? I tore my pec.
How does that make any sense?
I didn't like tear it, but I like tweaked it. I couldn't squat. I couldn't do a normal barbell squat.
Oh, yeah.
And
but
then
3D had a safety squat bar.
No, I know, but that's the thing. I got out of the flow of doing, because the big thing was I barbell squatted 3 days a week.
Yeah.
But then when I like popped my chest, I didn't tear it, but I popped it. And then I never went into training that hard again. Because it was probably 5 years ago and my quads went away.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that is when I first tore my pec.
Yeah, it was.
Was 2021, wasn't it?
When did Sam Jacobs move back?
That was 2021, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, it was probably around that time because I remember we could, whatever. It happened because of an injury, and then I got out of the flow, and then I never went back into it.
So why I want to bring it up that way is it's interesting to think back, like, okay, 5 years ago, what was something I wanted? Now it's been 5 years, and I haven't done that thing still.
Right.
So, like, here's something that's really you're not gonna be shocked at all by this. I have wanted abs
I knew you were going to bring this up.
since I was in, like, my freshman or sophomore year of high school.
There you go.
So that was 17 years ago.
Yep.
So obviously, one, that's something that doesn't mean enough to me because I haven't done it in 17 years. So why would I do it? Or, like, it's obviously not, like, a huge enough or a important enough goal for me to
Sure.
prioritize that. Secondly, I obviously every day am thinking checkers wise because I'm like, I'll just start tomorrow. I'll do something about it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Now tomorrow has been 17 years.
Think of what you could look like. 17 years. Mm-hmm. You'd look retarded.
Mm-hmm. Probably Dana Lynn Bailey.
Not quite Dana Lynn Bailey, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Isn't that it's fun to think back like, okay, this was something I made a goal for myself forever ago and now I still haven't done it. So now I think you should use that motivation if it is something that you're like really mad, like, why didn't I do this? To use that as like fire and fuel to think chess wise now, okay, how can I get abs in 10 years? And I think like that's something that's more realistic for me right now because we're going to be going through having babies and stuff like that on and off. Mm-hmm. So like I should think about the fact of like, okay, I need to strengthen my abs and really prioritize my nutrition. So one, my breast milk for the baby is really good. Two, I'm leaning out, but probably not going to get abs. I just, especially like right now, I probably don't have enough time until I get pregnant again.
Yeah, no.
So like now my priority should be just leaning out, strengthening my core, and nutrition.
Right.
So thinking chess wise, then if I do those three things, I'll get leaner at least. And then like throughout the ons and offs of being pregnant, I can add like more core workouts or...
Well, you can even do core shit when you're pregnant.
Well, yeah, I know that. But I'm like saying like really like try to strengthen, like do like more intense core exercises while I'm not pregnant or whatever.
You want to know one of the best core exercises?
What's that?
Squats. And
There we
deadlifts.
And
weighted lunges. Mm-hmm. It's anything where you have to stabilize your core.
Yeah. But yeah, so now I should like prioritize that. And then once we're done having kids in 7 years, then I know like I'll already have had this discipline of doing all this throughout being on and off pregnant and having kids. So then the last 3 years, I should be able to really lean out and strengthen my core to get abs in 10 years. Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Was that a good like little chess game for you?
Yeah, it's really good. Now you just need to set up the moves. Mm-hmm. So you do those moves to have abs in 10 years.
Yeah.
It's so reasonable, we just don't think about it. And we don't think about it in that way, and then we don't execute on a daily basis, even if it means, like, whatever. You know, I know...
I think about it all the time, like, more recently now. Like, especially with working out. Working out's just such an easy thing to think about. Like, my mom's sister and my sister-in-law, we all started working out right before Shaun and I met, actually, at Planet Fitness. And then they didn't keep up with it. And then I started working out with Shaun. And so, like, now I think about it, and I'm like, that was 8.5 years ago. And now they're still overweight, thinking about going on the, what is it?
Ozempic.
Yeah. And it's like, man, if you would have just made little adjustments in the past 7 years, 8 years, how far could you have come?
100%. I say the same thing about fat chicks doing makeup. Mm-hmm. You spend a fucking hour, these fat bitches, dude. They spend an hour fucking throwing on their makeup, dude. And it's like, hey, instead of getting all these fancy clothes and dressing up and throwing on all this makeup, if you spent that hour just training and then eating right, or the time that you spent commuting into McDonald's, you spent making a steak. Yeah. Dude, couple years, you don't need makeup because you look so much better. Mm-hmm. 5 years, you really don't need makeup. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like how you utilize your time and what you're thinking about doing. But it's tough and it's hard to get going and be motivated and like be disciplined to do the shit you don't want to do. Right.
So then if we apply this to business, so our business right now, we have been playing a lot of checkers.
We've been playing checkers.
We've been just trying to get through each day, day by day by day. And it's been going that way for 3 years now. And so we've been trying to make some more strategical moves so that we can start playing chess instead of checkers. And like a lot of the things that like we've talked about is like if we want to like hire on someone else to help us with like the office portion, getting a VA to do like some of my tasks so then I can actually do some systems, and just trying to be more strategic. One of the things that we have done is one of our subs has been in the construction business for 40 years, 30 years,
30 some
years. So we've been going to him for a lot of input, like, hey, how do we go about doing this, and this? Hey, can you be site foreman of this project so we can kind of see how you run things, and then we can apply that to other jobs if we like it. So that's kind of doing the more strategic things of, yes, we're taking part of like his time away from doing the actual work to help us, but in the long run, it'll make things more efficient. So then the parts that we're doing shouldn't take as long.
Right.
That's thinking chess.
That is more chess moves. Absolutely, it is. And so a few things I'll say to get you guys thinking about some stuff is this. It's really easy. So I'm gonna just throw this at business. Right now, so we had a hailstorm, a pretty bad hailstorm here. And I'm seeing a bunch of guys buy brand new vehicles, buy a bunch of brand new trailers. I've seen multiple guys, get like big office space. And keep in mind, these are only exterior folks, right? And they're doing these, they've hired project managers, they've hired salesmen, and I think a lot of them work on commission, but I know a lot of them get salary too. And like I've seen a lot of these guys put in a lot of overhead on their company so they could get more roofs, right? Mm-hmm. Which
get more roofs or for tax write-offs.
Yeah, roofs, tax write-off, siding, all the above, right? And I get it because I'm like, yeah, I mean, if you want to do 150 jobs, or if you want to do 100 to 150 jobs in a summer when you usually do 30, yeah, you're going to need to up your infrastructure a lot. Okay, so say they do that. Next year, they're probably going to do pretty good too. Mm-hmm. After that, 70% of the exterior work's going to be caught up in the area. Well, all the storm chasers, that's not a problem. They're just going to move on.
Yeah.
All the guys who aren't storm chasers, well, now we've got an issue, all the guys that are local. Because you now still have, like, how many of these guys are actually buying those trucks in cash and the trailers in cash compared to financing? I'm sure a lot of them are. I'm sure most of them aren't. But here's the thing. You still got the upkeep on them, the maintenance, the insurance, maybe you got payments on them. Then you got a big office, right?
Right, because you have to put all these salesmen that you hired somewhere.
Right, and so I'm sitting here thinking this. Like, I've seen some guys that have got some big offices. I don't know if they buy them or lease them. But it's like, okay, now you have all this overhead. Okay, could you have gotten by without a lot of that over? Like, what does things look like in 3 years for your business? You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you need write-offs this year. Well, then just take a few extra less jobs.
Yeah.
Because like what is your business going to look like in 3 years? Maybe your plan is to just sell those trucks and trailers, and that's not a terrible idea because whatever. But what I'm saying is this. Say you buy an office. Say the office is 5,000 square feet between office and like parking, like garage, shop, space,
yeah.
whatever, right? Say it's like 5,000 square feet. Okay. How much is the utility bill on that thing a month?
Oof. Gotta be hefty.
What's the monthly payment? Could you have gotten away with a 2,000 square foot office and a little parking lot? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just things to think about. It's like, okay, if you buy something big, how much does it take to keep that operating? And what does that look like on your, how does that affect your bottom line? You know? So, like, sure, right now it's not a big deal. Next year it's not a big deal. Well, how much is that affecting you when your business goes from 100 sales a year to 15? How much are those things affecting you then? You know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like setting up and playing things like that. An example is our office. We plan to be at our office for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we've been slowly like updating it and cleaning it out. Well, all we had was baseboard heaters. And they were running like $500 to $600 a month. I think we had a $600 a month in there.
Yeah.
4 to 6.
4 to 5, I'd say.
4 to 5. So we had like $400 to $500 a month in utility
Yeah.
in heat. 400 to 500 in heat, and it's like 2,000 square feet or whatever, 2,200 square feet. And so we were like $500 a month for 5 months of the year. And then we have the AC going, and the AC during the summer was like $250 a month.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's like, well, we could just 250 times 7 plus 500, whatever. And so we like brought our HVAC guy in. We're like, how much is it going to cost us to run the AC in the summer and the heat in the winter? And it was like 100. It's like 100 on average, 100 a month or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay. And granted, in that 250 and 400 is some electric, so we'll still have electric of like 50 to 75.
Yeah, I think on the months that we didn't have either running, it was like maybe $100. I think it was like 80.
So if we can bring down, and now our average is like 200 a month instead of 250 to 400 or 250 to 500. We calculated out it was like a 4-year payback.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, no, like we can use the write-off. Let's just play chess, get ourselves a fucking furnace and AC in here, and nix this shit.
And then plus on the other side is we had a garage heater that we
Use propane on.
Yeah. So now that's also a part of
The natural gas, or the
propane.
Propane.
The propane tank. So that now isn't like more of a usable space.
Right. So when I'm talking about, playing chess, I'm talking about things down to that matter that you might not be thinking about, do you need to upgrade your vehicles for your business this year? Can it wait a year or two?
Yeah.
Things like that. Like what will that extra income allow you to do? Like, can you, will it allow you to build out like your infrastructure a little better, maybe hire on a VA if you're not buying a truck or whatever, or, things like that is to think about. Because if you're thinking chess and you're thinking 10 years, okay, well, we don't want to be in the day-to-day operations of our business in 10 years.
Right.
And so instead of worrying about a brand new truck this year for a write-off, I'd rather hire a VA.
Yeah.
Keep driving the same truck we're driving and pay that in wages to start building that infrastructure in. And then like stacking that and doing that. So then in a year or so, we hire a year or two, we have a project manager put in place, right? And look at getting a salesman. And it's like, instead of the big office instead of the new trucks, instead of the new trailers, which we still need to add those things. Like we still need, but instead of doing all that, it's like, how can we set up the business so we don't have to be in the day-to-day in 10 years?
Yep.
Ideally, 5 years we won't be in the day-to-day stuff, but, if we're thinking 10 years, it's whatever.
Yeah. And another good example I would say would be us buying this house. We didn't have the office yet at our previous house. The yard was just so small we couldn't park any trailers, and we were getting more trailers, and we just needed a better space to park them at.
Yep.
And so when we looked at this house, we're like, the house is a little bit smaller, not laid out as much as we like it. And we're like, but it has this huge yard, 3-car garage. Like, we can park all the job trailers in the back. It's kind of central, so if the guys need to come and grab a trailer, it's just right here. And then we had enough bedrooms where we could have, I think Brooke and Shaun shared an office for a little bit here. And then it was just so much better. It was like, okay, this is perfect. And then I think a year later we bought the office.
Yeah. A year later we bought the office and we're like, fuck.
But I mean, the office was just too good of a deal to pass. It was not on our radar to do.
Oh, yeah,
at that
exactly. Yep.
But that was us thinking more chess is where there's if we get this house, we'll probably be here for 3 to 5 years. It'll give us time to find an office space in 3 to 5 years. So.
And the office popped up and we're like, well, this is more than we want right now, but it's what we want in 2 years. So let's just get it in place, lose a little money up front, but long term it's going to play out.
Which, thank God we got it when we did, because I think that was before interest rates went super up. They were still kind of high.
I think it was 6%.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, it's it's beautiful to have.
Yeah, it is.
So.
But it is still nice having this house, because if Shaun needs to bring a trailer home, we have plenty of space for him to park with the trailer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, and it's just things like that to think about. Is I only got a couple more minutes, but what are the things we can do today to benefit us 10 years from now? And I really want to live in the country on some land.
Yeah.
But it's a daily reminder that I don't need it right now. I have land I can use. What kind of house and land will we be able to get in 5 years compared to now? And so it's I know so many people who are forever home, forever home, forever home. I'm you're 30 years old. You don't need to worry about forever at 30.
Yeah.
Or if you can play a little more of that chess, what could you buy at 40?
Yeah.
And at that time, maybe you're buying 80 acres closer to town with a beautiful house in cash. And those are the kind of things that I have to remind myself daily about. It's oh, I want land, but it's okay, play the game, think long term. The last thing we want to do is overstretch, or so overstretch, so that would kind of suck. But what would be even worse is I think you buy a place and overstretch, realize you don't love it. In 3 years, 5 years, whatever, now you don't have the capabilities to buy something that comes up that's oh my God, that is exactly what I want, or that would be perfect. But it's now you're in a place that you stretched for, you don't really love it, but now you've been pouring so much into that, you can't buy what's perfect.
Right. And another thing, we kind of are doing that in tandem too, is thinking about it in 10 years. In 10 years we want to be the business to be self-running, and in 10 years we want to have a house on land.
Yeah.
And so it's good to have those like tandem goals because yes, it would be cool to have a house with land, but if it's a 45-minute drive and we still have to do daily things for the business,
Exactly.
like that's going to be a huge pain for us to do a 45-minute drive. But if it's a 45-minute drive and we only have to come into the office 2 days a week, not as big of a deal for us.
Exactly. Dude, and we've talked about that a lot. Mm-hmm. And even then, in that time frame, our income will be so much higher. We could get something 20 minutes from town.
Yeah.
15, really. You know, so it's like
we won't mind paying extra to be closer to town.
Exactly. So it's things like that I'm thinking of, you know, and we're really trying to be strategic about because
like obviously like if something like absolutely perfect pops up and it can fit in your budget, like you're not overstretching, like go for it. Don't be afraid to do it.
We did it with the office.
We did it with the office. With this house, we're like, this house works. It's not ideal, but it works. And
at the time, it really worked for what we needed.
Yep.
That was the big thing, is it was like, we needed something. It's not what we love, but it's whatever. And we know we're going to get our money back out of it. And, you know, it was a transitory.
Yep.
move.
And we've even discussed, we're like, it'll work now for having Lily. It'll work for when we have a second kid. But by the time we have a third kid, we'll need a new house.
Yep.
So, like, worst case, we have 4 years.
Yeah. Yep.
So then in that time, like, we'll obviously constantly be looking at the market. So we won't be afraid if something, like, perfect shows up and it's reasonably priced, or we can get it at a reasonable price. We won't be afraid to go for it, even though our plan right now is to wait 2 years or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, so don't be afraid to do things early too. If
it follows the plan.
Yeah.
If it makes the plan work, do it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes there's things to like be rash and jump into because you're like, oh fuck, this will help me. I should do this. This will make sense. And I'm all for that. We've done it multiple times, and we'll still, if there's things to be done that make sense, we're gonna do it.
Oh, like getting a new trailer. We weren't planning on getting a new trailer until like next year, and then we found a stupidly cheap one.
Yeah, and we're like,
we have to.
Kyle sends it to me, and it's been up for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, we didn't
need
plan
this
to get
now.
it. We actually planned to get it in the fall. This was in this, and it's like, yep, I'm going. I had plans, I dropped it all, and I went and got it.
Yep.
So it's just like we saved $3,000 just like that. So it's like, I took an afternoon and jumped on it to do it. So yeah, there's a lot of shit like that.
But I think it's good to like write yourself a 10-year plan and put dates with it, but don't be afraid if it's early.
Right.
And also don't be upset if it's later on.
Right. Because, dude, I've seen that with people who are like,
Keep going.
Like, I want to have a house by this time. And I'm like, be careful with that, because because you will just buy something to buy something because you have a deadline. Don't fuck yourself and do something that you don't love because of a deadline.
Yeah.
Like, if, you know, I've seen it with like, in like investors will be like, I need to write off this year. I'm going to just buy something I need to write off this year. And they overspend. And it's like, okay, yes, granted, in 10 years, it's going to be a good deal. But like, you overpaid way more than your write-off was. So it's like,
was it really a good idea?
Was that worth it? I don't fucking think so.
Shaun actually said this a couple weeks ago. You were like, I'm 30. I feel like I should be further along. Because like we hear people talk about like, I'm 34 and I have all these, or I have my business is this big or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, I had to like remind him. I was just like, yeah, but you've built a business and sold it. And started over.
Yeah, that really put a damper in things.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is something to not make sure that doesn't discourage you of like, actually, we know some investors that are in their 60s that are just starting.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, it's never too late. So never be like, oh, my plan was to have this 2-3 years ago. like, I'm just so far behind and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, no, that's fine. Like, maybe if you're looking to buy a house, the market went bad and, like, nobody expected that to go bad at that time.
Right.
Or, like, you had a huge, like, you got cancer or something, so all your extra funds went to that. Okay, well, now you beat cancer. Now start saving again and get a
Right.
house further on, because at least you're alive now.
Right.
So, yeah, it's just things to, like, if you're behind, don't just get discouraged, but take the lessons that you're, like, learning from things being behind and use that to propel you forward.
Right. Yeah, no, it's true. It's a good point. Yeah. Got anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right, gang. That's what we got. I got to get rolling. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.
See ya.